Let's spend a few summer days together reading.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous.
Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Kim. I'm so excited you're here with me today. Welcome to this week's reading vlog. This week we are going to spend about 3 days together reading some summery romance books. I'll be honest with you guys, this was originally supposed to be a reading on vacation vlog, and even though I brought 3 books on vacation, I read literally 0. I read nothing on vacation, not at all. I ended up getting sick, a little bit of food poisoning, and I didn't read at all, but I still want to give you guys a reading vlog this week, so we are going to spend a few days together just reading and seeing how much I can get done. There are 2 books I want to focus on in this vlog, and they are these 2 books. I have All the Wrong Place by C.W. Farnsworth, and I also have Main Characters by Bobby Palmer. They both are romance books. This one I am focusing on because FIFA soccer is going on right now, and it's a soccer romance, so I was like, yes, perfect timing. This one I'm focusing on because it is a new release and it just sounds so very good. So yeah, let's spend a few days together and let's get reading. Okay, we are going to start off this vlog by reading All the Wrong Place by C.W. Farnsworth, as you guys saw in the beginning there. I have already started this book and I am actually 14 chapters in. I'm on chapter 15 and I'm on page 128, and I am loving this book so far. It is book number 2 in the series. I believe it is the Kloofberg series. It's book number 2. Book number 1 was First Flight Final Fall. This book follows the sister of the male main character in book 1, and it also follows a brand new teammate of his. And what I really love about this book is that we still get the main characters from book 1 in this book a decent amount. Like, they're main side characters in the book, so I love that. And let me give you a quick read of the synopsis so you know what we're reading. Will Astor excels at 2 things, soccer and self-sabotage. Following a viral incident involving him and the club owner's wife, his only option to continue playing is overseas on FC Kloofberg, a team known for not tolerating scandal. A last chance and a harsh wake-up call. Sophia Beck has spent her life avoiding football. Growing up in the shadow of her family's stratospheric success in the sport left scars. About to begin her final year of university, she's eager to pursue a career in photography, not receive an internship assignment involving her brother's team. The last thing she expects is to meet a guy, a player, who makes her want to watch a game. He loves soccer. She resents it. These contrary... Oop, we got a sticker, friends. We got a sticker. And we don't want a sticker, do we? No, we do not. And we no longer have a sticker. These contrary viewpoints collide when Will and Sophia discover something stronger than their conflicting emotions toward the sport, their feelings for each other. But one wrong play can cost the game, and wrong plays are Will's specialty. So that little bit at the end there just made me nervous, because now I feel like he's definitely going to like royally fuck up and make me mad. But I am loving this book so far. So it's really cute. They had a really fun meet cute at the beginning in the stadium, and they didn't know who each other were, so he didn't realize that she was like the daughter of these famous soccer stars and his teammate's sister, and she didn't realize he was a player on the team. And they just had this like little meet cute, and then they kind of kept running into each other just like around the city, because they both live in the city. So she goes to college there and he is now playing there for the team, and it's just really fun. It is set in Germany, and there's not like a ton of like German culture and stuff, but you do get like them talking in German and them saying some German words and them having more of like a German atmosphere. Like the bars and pubs they go to are more German themed versus like American themed. And our main character, he is American, so he is kind of saying like how it's so different from in America. Like football is treated so differently, since in America like soccer is not as big as American football, and here like football, i.e. soccer, is huge. And it's just really fun and interesting to get the American viewpoint and the German viewpoint and spend some time in Germany, because it's like a lot of sports romances I feel like take place like in the States, and I love that we are in a different country, and I am very German, so I love that part of it, and it's really fun so far. And I really like the main characters in this book because I feel like they are developing such a strong like friendship before it turns romantic. Like, he's new in the area and she's just trying to like find her place and grow into like the woman she wants to be. So neither one of them is necessarily like looking for something romantic, and they also know like between the 2 of them it probably shouldn't happen, but they're like growing this really sweet friendship, and they just like get along really well together, and it's just really fun and interesting. So I'm loving it so far. We are going to keep reading this later. My Kindle says I have maybe like 3 hours left, so we're hoping we're gonna finish this up today, and then we're gonna read this in the next few days. So yeah, we'll keep reading this, and I'll keep checking in with you guys. My friends, I have amazing news. Last night, I finished All the Wrong Plays. Yep, I finished All the Wrong Plays, and it was really fun. It was really cute. I have some thoughts. So, let's see. My thoughts. I really enjoyed this book. I love the soccer aspect of it. I enjoyed that they got to know each other as friends and like individuals before it became really romantic or spicy or anything. I really enjoyed that. Like I said, I thought the banter was kind of cute. I enjoyed that he was an American in Germany. I enjoyed that he was a football player. She was a photographer, and I am a photographer as well, so I loved hearing her aspect of being a photographer and how she felt like she didn't really fit in her family, and that was really, really good. I love that the characters have depth to them, and like I said, I love that the relationship had depth to it, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It got spicier towards the second half of the book, and then it got like even spicier towards the end of the book, so there's definitely some spice in there. I think that for me, the end felt a little bit rushed. Like it felt like we were just jumping from scene to scene in each chapter just to like finish it up real quick. Like we had like this big long storyline that was drawn out and like taking forever, and then suddenly like everything was just tied up in a chapter, and then the next chapter was just like a random different scene that needed tied up, and then like the next chapter was just like another random different scene that needed tied up, and then like the epilogue was kind of just like tying everything together, like, hey, by the way, this all happened and this is the future now. And it just felt kind of rushed to me. I feel like after I spent so much time with these characters and so much time with these issues and these problems, to just tie it up so quickly and have it just be like, okay, problem solved, was a little frustrating and disappointed to me. But I thought it was really fun. It was really cute. It was the perfect book for summer, and it's perfect soccer romance. I think if you want a soccer romance, this one's really fun. And I think that reading it during FIFA really kind of like added to it for me. So I'm really happy I got this one read. It is book number 2 in the Clueberg series. As I mentioned, there is a book number 3 in the series. This is the title. I don't own it yet, so I do eventually plan to pick it up and read it, but I'm working on my TBR right now, so that is on my to be bought eventually, but not quite yet list. So that is where we're at. I only tabbed one section because everything else I highlighted on my Kindle, but the one that I tabbed in my book I really like, and it's my family thinks soccer is a waste of time, hasn't stopped me from making a career out of it. And so that is just like, hey, follow your dreams. Just because your family might not get what your dreams are doesn't mean anything. You need to follow your dreams. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it either between a 3.5 or a 3.75 stars out of 5. I think it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Some of it I really like though, so it might be 3.75 out of 5 stars. No. We're gonna go 3.5 out of 5 stars for how I liked it. Spiciness, we're gonna go 2.5 out of 5 peppers. So there's decent spice in it. There's some descriptions in it, but it's nothing like overly crazy spicy. Like the spice itself isn't overly crazy, but there is like descriptive spice in it. So like 2.5. Yeah, because it gets pretty spicy at the end. So 2.5 out of 5 peppers for spice, and 3.5 out of 5 stars for rating. I did enjoy it. If you like a sports romance, if you like spice, I say give it a read. I'm not saying don't read it. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It was good. It just wasn't like outstandingly amazing. But yeah, so I finished up All the Wrong Moves. That was super fun. And next, I think we're going to spend a few days. I am torn between 3 books. I am torn between Mad Mabel by Sally Hepworth. I'm torn between Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke. And I'm torn between Main Characters by Bobby Palmer. I did mention this one at the beginning of the book, beginning of the video, so I might just go right into this one since I already mentioned it. It is a love story written, yeah, I'm gonna go into this one because it sounds fun. It's a love story written by everyone except for the main characters, which is just so interesting to me. It was my book of the month in June, so today's July 1st, so we're we're just reading it 1 month late. That's actually good for me. But it was my book of the month in June, and it is a love story written by everyone but the main characters, which sounds so interesting for me. It says, a new love story that's at once tender and electrifying, told by everyone but the main characters. Like, what a different way to read a story. And I've really been enjoying reading stories that are written a little bit differently. Like The Correspondent, completely written in letters. I loved that. And there's another book I read recently. I don't remember. There's another book I read kind of recently that was written a little bit different. And I'd love... Oh, well, I was reading A Stage Set for Villain. I haven't finished it. That one I really like because it's written like a play. That one I find interesting. But just a lot of the books that I've been reading lately have been differently formatted, differently written, and I found that so fun and entertaining and a great way to like keep me interested in the book and in the reading. So yeah, we're gonna pick up main characters. It says, when Clara and Seb first cross paths in a London square, it's the start of something exciting. Clara, an aspiring director stuck in an entry-level job, itches to pick up a camera. Seb, having floated between music, modeling, and now acting, struggles to find purpose in his work. Yet, as random chance brings the two back together time and time again, neither could predict that their magnetic connection is set to change their lives. But everyone else does. The spark between Clara and Seb is exactly what falling in love should look like. Exhilarating, passionate, undeniable. The two become a whirlwind, their romance enthralling everyone they come across. But as the years go on and tensions flare, a last-ditch attempt to save their great romance ends with a gut-wrenching betrayal. Set over the course of 2 decades, it's going to be set over 20 years, damn. Set over the course of 2 decades, Clara and Seb's love story is bigger than just themselves. Told from the eyes of their audience, friends and flatmates, rivals and lovers, strangers and confidants, main characters is a sweeping portrait of all sides of Clara and Seb. Everyone has their version of events, but only the main characters can decide how it ends. That sounds really good and really fun. So we're going to be picking up this one, and hopefully I don't burn out on romance, because that's what I'm worried about. But we're going to be picking up this one, and maybe if I do get a little bit burnt out, I will grab A Stage Set for Villains, because I do need to finish that one too. But yeah, main characters. We're going to start this one later today. Alright, coming at you with some updates. Main characters. So, I've started this book and I've gotten well into this book. I am on page 241. The chapters aren't numbered. I'm on page 241 and I believe there's just shy of 400. I think there's literally like 399. So, more than halfway now, and I have about 160 pages to go, and I am really liking it. I have mixed feelings on this book, okay? I have mixed feelings on this book. So, I do really enjoy the writing style. I enjoy that each chapter is from a different side character's point of view, and I enjoy that it's different than most romances. So, like, obviously you usually just get the point of views of either one or both of the, like, main leads in the story, the actual romance leads, the female male main characters, and in this you don't get that at all, and it's really fun and really interesting, and I do really enjoy it. I really like it, but I really have to pay attention, and it can get a little bit confusing because you never know what characters are actually going to be important and reappear, and what characters were kind of just like a one-off and they're never there again. I will say a lot of times, well, I don't know, not always. Like, sometimes the narrator is someone that you're never going to see again. Sometimes the narrator is someone that will present themselves again. And sometimes, like, they're talking about people that matter, and sometimes they're talking about people that don't matter, like, in addition to the main characters. And so it's very hard to, like, kind of figure out exactly what is important, or, like, to know, like, is everything important? And then every time you start a new chapter, you're in a different side character's point of view. And so you're getting all this random extra noise coming in, because, like, it's a side character, so then they get a little bit of a story themselves, like a little bit about what they're going through, which is really cool and interesting, but also, like, there's all this extra noise on top of the main character's storyline, which is probably the whole point of the book. Now that I think about it, is that like, yeah, you're the main characters in your own life and you're going through all of these important moments and all these things, but to someone else it's just noise to them, and like they might be part of a little bit of your story and then that's it, and like you might be a part of a little bit of their story and that's it, and it could have a profound impact or it could have no impact at all, or it could just be like a funny anecdote that you're going to tell at dinner that night. And I guess it is all about how like everything else is just noise and like you're like the main characters, but in this you get to hear all the noise on top of the main character, so you get to hear like all these random things about all these random like side characters, all these random narrators, which is very interesting and fun, but also it does like take away from the love story a little bit, so like you have to like pay attention and like you have to like try to figure out if this is important or not, and you have to be like, okay, this was just like a fun little side quest and now like this is what actually matters to the core of the storyline. So it's definitely a little bit of a different read, and for a romance novel you definitely have to like pay attention a little bit more and think a little bit more, so it's more of like a high brain power. It's definitely not high brain power, like you don't have to be like super high brain power for it, but it's definitely more of a brain power book than like a typical romance is, because typically I feel like you're just there in the storylines with them. It's kind of just like a fun fluffy ride, and for this you have to actually like pay attention and see who the narrator is and how they relate to the main characters, and sometimes it like takes you a second to like realize who's who, and they just randomly bring characters in and out, and it's definitely a little bit more of like a pay attention book, but it is fun and interesting. So like that's my thoughts on it so far. And I do like the love story. I enjoy the love story between the two main characters, but also like I feel like there's a lot of unlikable characters in this book, which I feel like it's just they're all humans. Like they're all humans just going through life, but like they're definitely unlikable characters in this book, and the love story is like it's sweet and like you get it, but also like you're like, ooh, this is like I see why like things may be falling apart a little bit, like looking at your character flaws and whatnot and everything they're going through. And then like it's a very big story of how like you can love somebody so much but you don't necessarily always align in what you want in life, and then deciding like can you make yourselves align or can you not. So I feel like that was a big theme in it too, is like people being madly in love with each other and seeming like such great pairings, but also they may have different values or different wants or different needs, and eventually that's all going to come to a head, and it's all going to be like we either have to make compromises or someone has to do something they don't want to do or give up something they do want to do, and it's just like all about the sacrifices you might have to make in a relationship, and if that relationship is something that you should make the sacrifices for, or if perhaps you need to sacrifice the relationship. So there's all that fun stuff, and then there's a twist that came that I started to see coming, and I was hoping I was wrong, but I wasn't wrong. It occurred, and I was like, yeah. You know, like, yeah. It's fine. I'm curious to see, like, where the storyline's gonna go, but, like, I saw it coming, and I was just like, I just kind of, like, I just didn't love it. Like, I was like, oh, like, I feel like I just didn't love that that's where the storyline went. I didn't expect that this one theme was going to be such a huge theme of the story. I didn't realize, like, it's not in the synopsis at all that this one theme is, you know, in the story. It's not mentioned at all. So I didn't expect it to be such a big theme and such a, like, a pain point for the main characters. And then, like I said, there's a twist that happens that, like, I saw coming, and then I was like, oh, great. And then, like, it happened, and then, like, the next part of the twist happened, and I was just like, okay, yeah, saw that coming, yeah, saw that coming. So, like, now I just have to kind of deal with the fallout of the twist, which is what I have to read now. So that is what I have next. But yeah, those are my thoughts on main characters so far, and like I said, I am enjoying it. It feels like, well, it was feeling like a 4-star, but now it's might be more of like a 3.5, just because I'm not sure I love the actual storyline that much. I just really enjoy the writing and the way we're swapping around between different viewpoints. But we'll see how it all ties up in the end, because it could be redeemed. Like, we have 160 pages left. It could definitely be redeemed, but I'm not sure. So tune into next week's vlog to find out what I think of this book, next week's reading vlog. Hopefully tune into next week's reading vlog to see what I think of this book, because I'm not controlling what I read for the next 7 days. My cute little fluffy friends, my kitty cats, will be controlling what I read for the next few days. So hopefully they pick this one, because I do want to get it finished up. But yeah, I'm going to be ending off this reading vlog here, just because it goes live tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this book in time. Actually, because I just said I don't know if I'm even going to be reading this book tonight. since my kitties will be deciding. But I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Let me know what you guys are reading down below, and let me know if you've read either of these two books, what you guys thought of them, and if you've read Main Characters, let me know. No spoilers, but like, do you think the ending's gonna redeem it for me? I'm curious. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for being here again, and I will see you guys in my next one. Live well, read lots and lots of good books, and go discover, my friends. Bye! If you're still watching, comment Main Character Energy. See you next time!